Welcome back to the Return International Review Series, interview series. We have here a very special guest, Miss Sofija Nedeljković. I hope I
Yeah,
pronounced it right.
yeah, Nedeljković.
Nedeljković. Okay, sorry, my bad. She made an awesome film, a musical with a series theme called Step Back, Korak Nazad, I hope.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. Can you talk a little bit about the film and give us insights what the film is about?
The film is about a young woman who finds out she's pregnant and gets fired because of it. So she needs to find a way to cope and navigate through the situation she found herself in when all the systems of support, family, friends, institutions have failed her. So in the end, it's a movie about raising your voice and fighting for justice in a way.
Yeah, and of course the main question is like, how did you decide on that specific like style? Like it's sort of a musical, brightly lit, happy-looking movie with a sort of serious undertones.
Yeah, well, we kind of thought the contrast between the theme and the style would make a better point. Like it's when you know what you're coming to see, you're coming to see a drama, you're prepared for it. But when you're going to see a musical, then I think uh, it takes you a bit of adjusting, and you notice the things that aren't what you thought they should be. So
Yeah,
I think they make a greater point, and it's not an uncommon tool, especially in musicals. We have Hair talking
yeah.
about war, then Hairspray about segregation. It's not an uncommon tool, and we love musical genre, so that's always been a dream of ours.
Yeah, it's also like, why should the musical always be happy? Like we can put every situation in a musical, and but how was it with the actors? Like for example, the dance numbers and that. Were you like, do you search more like for musical actors, or do you try dramatic actors and teach them how to dance?
We had dancers in the dancing scene. We had the dancers who are like backup dancers, but the main actors, we kind of just went looking for people who understood the theme and who were there to give themselves completely to the role. And we found that searching for the crew and the cast, we actually stumbled upon a phenomenon that was bittersweet kind of for us, because we had a lot of answers like, yes, I want to be a part of this happened to me, or this happened to my friend or my sister. So that kind of made the whole crew work even more and enthusiastically and give everything they have to make a movie about this problem and this situation that is still occurring.
Yeah, and how apparent is like the situation in Serbia with that theme? Is it still um like very often, or like how do you? Because I don't know anything like about like the workplace situations in your country.
Yeah, we have some problems in that area. This particular person, Dunja, the main character, she would be legally protected. But the thing is, because she is employed indefinitely in a company, so there are laws against getting fired for being pregnant. But that's not the situation for people who are hired part time or some other uh, kind of workforce.
Yeah,
But the thing with these examples is that women don't know they are protected legally, and they don't know that law is actually on their side for this, and they sometimes don't know what they should do in those situations, so they just don't do anything. And even if they fight, if they go into a lawsuit, what will they get? They can be brought back to a workplace that's hostile environment, maybe. So this whole film is just about raising awareness, and maybe if some boss hears us and wants to just kind of look at from the other perspective and not give someone get
yeah,
someone fired, and we made a difference. And on the other side, for the women who do find themselves in these situations. We just want to, encourage them to fight for what's right.
Yeah, yeah. As you said, like there's also different like ways to fire somebody, right? When you make a hostile environment, or you search for different like reasons to fire somebody. Here in Germany, it's the same. If somebody gets like a kid and is often at home because the kid is sick or something, they then try to find also sometimes a solution for that. So like you can bend the law in that way a bit, and this is like a terrible situation because everybody screams like motherhood and kids is super, but when they like in the workplace, all of a sudden it becomes an issue which is totally contrary to what it should be.
That's the thing that kind of made us everything we were going into the research, everything kind of we found out fueled us even more to work on the projects like this one, because everyone is saying, oh, you should have kids, women don't want children as much as they used to, women only want to work, blah blah. But then when you come to the workplace, you risk getting fired because you want kids, even if you don't have kids and you're not pregnant. They ask you in an interview, oh, do you think you'll want to start a family soon? And that impacts your interview. So it's kind of
yeah. I also know some stories from my colleagues, so it's like not that different actually in Germany in some regards, like when they see like a certain age and they see they don't have kids, and then they are already a bit careful with the decision, and this is like a very weird thing to do. And you mentioned already like stuff like hair or something, so you had like direct you're a big musical fan, and do you have like oh, that's great. So what's your favorite musical, and what were influences maybe from other musicals on this one?
Oh, it's kind of like asking who's your favorite child.
Yeah, I know it's a hard question.
Well, Chicago was definitely Chicago and Greece were definitely the musicals I first fell in love with, and that inspired me to explore musicals when I was younger and a kid. But maybe the musical that inspired this most was actually a TV show called Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, which at first seems like a silly romantic comedy, but actually when you start watching it, it's about mental health and it gets really deep. So that kind of watching that inspired me, like, yeah, you can do this. You can talk about something that matters and something that is important to you and still do it in a fun way and musical. So maybe even it makes the point even better. So yeah, that's the show that inspired this the most.
Yeah, this contrapunctuation or like satire aspect of that whole thing, like I think is what you said. It's looking right, but something is not right, and this is like cool idea. And when, as you said, like when you watch a drama and you expect like a shaky cam and like gray images, so this is like a good new like not new but a fresh approach because it's not done that often. So thank you very much. We were very pleased with your film. We were very happy with it, and we immediately thumbs up when we saw it in the jury room.
Thanks so much.
And in the end, I want to ask also, like, or do you want to add something? Like, how? No, I want to ask about the production. Was it smooth or was it hard to make? Like, I know everybody has like a hard time shooting a film, but was it a musical? How did it went down?
Well, it actually it kind of went down differently than we thought because we planned to start shooting in April 2020, which was unfortunate halt for us because of COVID. But I actually, me and Nevena Perlic, who is the producer and the co-writer, we kind of had this is our little baby from the start. So we had each other through the whole process. So everything kind of went into place. And of course, there were speed bumps. And of course, it's maybe harder to get the street to close than to play the music at 6 a.m. and have 10 dancers in the middle of the street. But the whole process was really magical. So all those speed bumps were forgotten very easily, and just we got over it together because we had an amazing crew, an amazing cast, and everyone just gave it their all. And it's just a magical experience. I have nothing bad to say about the whole thing.
great. And I think it translates greatly in the film. Like you see that the people were there for the thing, like they were with heart in it. And yeah, in the end, I want to switch to our theme this year. It's called Freedom. What is it good for? What is for you, or maybe in regard to the film, what is your definition of freedom, or how do you would say it?
Oof, that's a big question. What is freedom?
To you.
I think, yeah, I think freedom is different for everyone. But some baseline, we have to have the base for freedom, and then we can add up onto it. But freedom is, clean air. Freedom is speaking freely. Freedom is feeling safe. Freedom is equality. And when we have that baseline, then we can talk about other freedoms. But I think that the base that we should all have are human, needs met. That is the first step of the freedom that should be covered for all and always. And then we can talk about, other freedoms. For this particular movie, her freedom was just seeing the world as it is and not taking it for granted, and not just going with the flow, then rather thinking critically and knowing something's not right and then doing something about it. So that is freedom for our character, Dunja.
Yeah, thank you for the insights on the film and the stories about it. I'm happy to announce that the film A Step Back will be shown on Friday, 27th of October in Block 3 in the Cinema Mon Ami in Weimar in Germany. We're very happy to have your film, and yeah, thank you very much for the interview.
Thank you for the interview. Thank you so much.